Okay, so this video is to show you how to start your very first slide. So the key is to know what your story is about. So Owl and Grasshopper, the owl takes her sleep during the day, then after sun, the rosy light fades and the sky's in shadow and she comes alive, yada, yada, yada. So of course, I know the first scene is about her sleeping during the day, and then it's going to switch to nighttime when she's going to wake up. So I need to create that very first scene of daytime owl sleeping. So I'm going to go to backgrounds, choose image. And again, I search clip arty, cartoon-like images, cartoon forest, because again, we're doing fairy tales and fictional stories, so they need to be more cartoon-like. So I'm going to look through them, not choose something very realistic. I like this one right here. This is very nice. Or I had a better one before. You can pick whatever one speaks to you. Oh, there it is, the one I liked. This one with the trees, done. I want to cover up this area, and I have the perfect way. I need a tree for my owl to sleep in. So on my slide where I saved all my clip art characters, I'm going to paste that, and then I'm just going to resize it so it covers up that copyright or the website, whatever that is. There we go. Okay, and then I need my sleeping owl. Copy. And I'm going to come back here and paste. And again, you're going to make it, I'm going to make him smaller so he fits in here. Again, you're making that very first scene of your story. And here's my character. And then I'm going to get a sun. I wanted a sun clip art, so I'm going to remove background. I didn't have that on my slide. So I'm going to download that. Copy to clipboard because it talks about the sun setting. So I kind of have to show that in my movie if I'm going to be changing from day to night. That will make it an easy transition. So I'm going to choose that and put that in my picture. And then she's sleeping in the beginning. So I'm going to use one of those text bubbles or thought bubbles for the Z's coming out. And remember, you can change the direction if you, there it is, that little yellow, going to change the direction of the little bubbles. And then remember, in a later video, you're going to see that you only type in one word per slide. So I've got my slide set up already how I want it. So make sure before you do any duplications or move forward, everything is how you want it in the original slide. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to two-finger tap, and you'll see this in a later video better. But I'm going to two-finger tap, duplicate slide, and then I can add something, move something in this next duplication. So I'm going to do another Z. I don't need to move anything because my owl is sleeping, so he's not moving. Duplicate again, and I'm going to add the third Z. And once it duplicates, there we go. Maybe a little further. So that when I flip through from my original slide to my next ones, you can see it looks like it's not moving fast because the internet, but you can see that it looks like he is sleeping. And then my next transition will be when I'm duplicating, I'm paying attention to the story. We talked about that sun having to set. So maybe the sun will start to go down. And maybe this is where I think about the fact that if my son is leaving, I probably should have put another clip art tree here in the beginning slide. So I would probably delete at this point. You want to make sure, that's why you want to make sure you know your whole story. Because if I need to set the sun, it would make sense to have a clip art tree that I could hide the sun behind. And I can't do that with my background. So tree, clip art, and I'm going to find one. This one looks like the other trees, so perfect. I'm going to move it to my remove background and drop it off, and hopefully it removes it. Okay. And I'm going to download it, the free version, and I'm going to copy it to clipboard. So rethinking, and you can't go, see, when you've duplicated, you can't go back because that would ruin all your duplications. So you can't add the tree after the fact. So I'm going to add the tree now, and the sun will be up overhead. And now I'm going to redo what I just did. I'm going to duplicate. Okay. Add my Z's back in. Duplicate again. We said we were putting 3 Z's in there before I started moving the sun. And I had a 3rd Z. Okay. And then I duplicated, and I said at this point it was when I wanted to hide the sun, but I didn't have a tree to hide it behind. So moving it didn't help me. So I'm going to move now in this next slide the sun, and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then duplicate again. And 1. Oh, don't want to move what I don't want to move. Okay. And then duplicate again, just to show you one more duplication. And you'll see these duplications in the duplication video too. It's taking, because I'm filming and duplicating, it's taking a little time. And then again, make sure I click on the right thing. Hide the whole sun. And then I would probably also make the background get dark at this point too. And you can make it get darker, but let's just see what I have. And again, you'll be more planned out, but we can see the sun is going, and you saw how the sun faded. Okay. And then probably the text bubbles would disappear too. But that's duplication.